Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for finding the YouTube channel. My name's RJ, also known as Liquid Music ENT, over on twitch.tv and right here at Liquid Music Entertainment. I truly appreciate you finding the channel. And guess what? You're here because you want to learn something about an awesome mod of mine, and an awesome mod across the United States, across the world. She is a mod for many, many people across Twitch, and she's an awesome mod. Yeah, I'm a little biased, but she is awesome, and she knows exactly what needs to happen when it needs to happen. But you're not here for me to push her up and brag about her. You're here to listen to her educate you about living in Wisconsin, little fibromyalgia, and also little mental health around that and a loss in her life. So you found a great one. Thank you so much for finding the channel. Make sure you drop a follow and make sure that you drop a comment, because it helps with the algorithm push these great interviews. We do this every single month. We bring in a new person every single month, and next month we'll have Game Cow TV, another awesome a streamer, an awesome person from New Orleans. He gets to talk about a few awesome things too, but you're not here for that. We'll talk about that next month. But this time, we're here to talk about AllyRosePetal. So stick around. I appreciate it. We'll jump in the video 30 seconds in, and thank you so much for joining the channel. We'll see you on the opposite side. Peace. Welcome all gamers, music lovers, sports users all around the galaxy. And if you're a Padawan, at least 18 years of age, this is going to be a fun one. Maybe you'll learn something. Are you going to learn something today? I don't. Who the fuck knows? We'll figure it out. We'll learn something today. Hey, how you guys doing today? Everybody that came in, thank you so much, Butterfly, for the raid. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. We have a lot of going on tonight, but before we do and get to the reason why you even come to these channels, for everybody that's live, thank you so much for being here. And if you're catching this on YouTube later on, because we record these live and put them on YouTube a little bit later on, thank you so much for finding these. If you missed it live, all you got to do is join us. All you got to do is just join us live and catch it and ask the questions and be a part of this, because everybody learns something throughout. Every time we do this, we sit down every single month. We talk to somebody that can educate us on something, and we learn about the person, we learn about a category, and we learn a lot more about something every single month. And that is the point of these co-host nights. But before we get to that here, I got to do a little bit of housekeeping, let you guys know what's going on. We're at the end of the month of June, and we want to set up for July, and we'll talk about that in just a moment here. But if you missed it, I just want to tell you that we did release our Soul Skin interview from when we interviewed her, sit down, the same thing we're doing tonight. We released that on the 23rd. This was just this past Monday, and we're going to be doing it again, and we're setting that up in July, and I'll tell you that here in just a second here. And I didn't put that on the calendar. That just reminded me of putting it on the calendar before I released the calendar here. So coming up in July, we have our Fortnite, which is coming up on the 29th of June. July, we have some Outlaws on the 3rd and the 7th. We have our Golf with Your Friends night on the 8th of July. So if you're here checking it out for the live here, if you're catching this a little bit later, you might be missing some of these events, but we do these every single month. For our Golf with Our Friends on July 8th, what we do is we have three hosts. That is our Nick, Paul, and myself, and we bring 3 guests on here. We do let anybody else play if they want. 6 other guests can join us just to play, but we try to feature 3 new people every single month. Put them on the ad, put them on there, talking to them a little bit for the first hour, introduce them to the world, even if they are a streamer, not a streamer, if you just want to play, hang out with, because we have a special guest this month, or in July, that's not even a streamer. So it's coming on just to hang out, just to kind of bullshit for a little bit. And I love that, and it's super awesome. We're going to try something brand new on the 13th of July. We're going to do a board game night where I'm going to bring out some actual board games. We might do some digitally ones, because I found a few that way too. We have a game of life that's digitally, but on here, I have some ideas that we can do right here. So I'm going to set up that camera so you can see the board and have a little bit of fun with that one. Hopefully you guys join us. That'll be Sunday night, the 13th. And then on the 16th, We're going to do something that we've been talking about for years that we haven't done yet. We're going to do our first community chat night. So if y'all are around and want to join us on community chat night, we're just going to jump into Discord, open it up. Anybody can jump in and out all night long on the 16th, starting around 11 p.m. Then we have a bunch of birthdays. We have another guest host that is yet to be announced, but we'll announce that here coming up in hopefully the next day or two, because June's almost over. Then on the 21st, we will be releasing this live interview that we talk about. So if you're watching this on YouTube, guess what? It's the 21st of July. So thank you for that, for checking this out. And if you're catching this on the YouTube channel, guess what? Tomorrow, which will be the 22nd for us of July, it'll be AllyRosePetal's birthday, and we're doing some Rocksmith. So we definitely want to talk about that just a little bit. We're going to do something different on the 26th. You'll see that on the calendar coming up, a few hour stream to do something a little bit different on the 26th. And then end the month with some Fortnite. So that'll be super awesome. So the night before your birthday. Wait, is your birthday is the 22nd, right? It's the if I had it right, 22nd, right? Yeah. So on the night of the 22nd, we will be doing the Rocksmith, and then the night before your birthday will be on the 21st. But we'll bring Allie on. We'll talk about that here in just a second. But here's what we're doing. We're here to talk to Allie, and we'll talk to her in just a minute. But I say this with every interview. I'm a big fan of some of the Tonight shows and stuff like that. So I try to write a whole intro of the person, so you know, understand what we're doing. Hey, Gooby. So they say Wisconsin is the holy trinity is beer, cheese, and being overly polite. But tonight's co-host adds a fourth, modding half of Twitch and still showing up with a smile. She's an 80s baby with the heart of a warrior and patience of someone who's sat through too many raid wipes in WoW. If you're ever streamed in Twitch, there's a solid chance she's either modded your channel, watched your channel, fixed your bot, dropped your link, and whispered you with encouragement all at the same time. She's living in Wisconsin, managing Fibromyalgia with grace, streaming games like Jackbox, Mario Party, and so much more, and probably teaching someone a thing or two in the World of Warcraft while she's at it. In fact, she's one of the most knowledgeable persons I know in World of Warcraft on Twitch. It's no contest.
Welcome, a row heels.
So she's part of the Liquid Army, repping the Dragon's Nest
Welcome,
stream team, and
Rosa.
currently helping shape a new game as part of the Riftopia testing phase. Always ready to help, always down to laugh, and never afraid to speak the truth with kindness. Please welcome my incredible friend and co-host for the evening, Allie. You can unmute now, and I'm jumping over to the channel here. What's up, everybody?
Hi.
Welcome in. Hi. What's
Hi.
up? Hey. So
Hey.
I did that right? Your birthday is the 22nd. I just wanted to make sure.
Yes.
I was like, as I'm talking about July, I'm like, fuck, I see your birthday. I hope I got that right. But yes,
Yep.
this has only been a few years in the world here.
Almost my birthday. You got it right.
Yes. And she's repping my channel. And by the way, we said this earlier, and she mentioned that she's wearing the shirt. And it's been an official year since we've been in this studio.
Mm-hmm.
Well, broadcasting from this studio live, seeing everything. Because just slightly a year ago, we did the whole Skinathon. We tried to do a couple. We just did one because obviously the game shut down and kind of sucks. But things move on and all that kind of stuff. So
Yep.
in the intro, I said something about you testing Riftopia. What do you think about that so far?
I'm not.
You,
I'm not No, I'm not.
but you're
I already
playing it with
told-
your sister and everything is what I'm saying. So
No, I'm not playing it.
you're not playing it
She-
at all.
You just no. No. I'm not.
Oh, I didn't know if you jumped in and yeah. I knew
No.
you were Rosa. I know you were.
Rosa
you were
loves it, but
I
I
didn't know
don't.
if you were
I'm not
playing
into
or
it,
doing all
no.
that kind of stuff too. Well, either way.
I go on a lot of streams that play it, but I don't actually play it myself.
So then I guess I'll rephrase the question. Since you're not testing it, not playing it, as you see it, what do you think about it so far?
It's all right. I mean, it's like to be honest, it just looks like the game that was on before.
Yeah.
And I really didn't. I would have had no. I mean, no offense to people that play it. Seems awesome, but just me.
Just not there yet.
No.
Yeah, it's only
No.
it's only in the test phase anyway, so it's not even alpha
I
or
know.
beta or all that kind of stuff. So
I know they love it, but I'm not. It doesn't get my attention.
yeah.
Not
I couldn't remember if you.
I mean, I know
dropped
that Bruce plays it a lot. I know it's awesome that you like it, but I'm
just not
it's
ready
not
to.
my interest.
I was my favorite thing is just not ready to replace Stream Raiders yet with another
Exactly.
game.
Welcome,
That's
Maddie.
exactly
I still
how I feel.
have that
Loyalty.
void.
Yeah, yep. I totally get that.
Still
That's
have
why
that
I haven't
void.
done it yet.
I still have that void. So there's nothing that can really fill that void.
Yeah.
So that void, So
Yeah. No, yeah.
nothing can fill that void.
Yeah. That is true. And and they say that it's still years out for them to feel comfortable even being a full game. So, I mean, like I said, it's still in the test phase. So, I mean, I'm okay with watching it. I'm okay with. I even dropped a few units here and there just to kind of get the feel of it. But yeah. Anyways, so what we're going to do here is we have 3 topics above us. We're going to talk about a little bit about Wisconsin, a little mental health, and then how's that merge into the fibromyalgia awareness and that you have it and all that kind of stuff. And for those that have no idea what that is, well, I even printed out a definition for that. So if you've never even heard of it before, guess what? We're going to talk about that, re-educate you on that one. So
I'll do my emote, the butterfly.
Yes.
That's the fibro butterfly.
I know,
Because fibromyalgia's mascot is the
is the butterfly, and that's
color purple is for fibromyalgia, and butterfly because you're I don't know exactly why they chose a butterfly as the main thing for fibro, but maybe because it's very delicate. Because you're a very delicate person. So.
No, that's all right, and that's why we put it up there at the top right. So it's pretty close to that butterfly that's down there. So
You saw Rosa arm.
Yep. So before we even get into any of those 3 topics, we do this every single time we sit down. We try to get to know you a little bit more, try to get hold of, talk about a little bit of Wisconsin as we get to know you, of course. But let's start with like Twitch modding. Like you mod for so many
Cairo
people.
190.
How did you decide you wanted to mod for so many people? And yep, I am one of those people that she mods for, so it's really great. So how did you get started with that? How do you educate yourself on how things like change in Twitch and when Twitch alerts and all that kind of stuff as it evolves? How do you learn as a mod to be better at what you do?
1 second. Rosa wants to say hi.
Oh. Hi.
All right, now I'll answer the question.
All right, go ahead. Yeah.
All right, so I think the first person I started to mod was for 2998, and I still am his mod for 10 years. He doesn't really stream much anymore. So, and he was the first person I became a moderator, and then it grew into people like Garfield and you and Butterfly and Crystal, used, and so on. It just grows into because since I'm well known of being a good one, I keep my I also with Black like recently. I always when I'm in the channel that I'm modding, I to watch the chat, obviously. Yeah. And if people say something that is either rude or like saying like you get your ban. Yeah, or just like I just give them a warning and say, hey, chill out with the hatred or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Or something, or talking crap or something like that. Like recently, like we have a known troll in Doing Black's chat.
Well, to be fair, we've been around Twitch a long time. You always have either trolls, stalkers, or people that just don't belong. Yeah.
And and we talk about like giving him the final warning, and if you don't give him a final warning, that he might actually ban him.
Yeah.
So, but because he keeps, he does the same repetitive stuff, and every stream, and it's getting kind of annoying. It's really getting up to the point where we don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
And especially Left Red, he's another moderator of Doing Black, He's a close friend of his too. So, and so I was like, when I met them, you know, at TwitchCon last year, left and do, they're like most down to earth people, and do is just awesome. And that's the thing, is that I just love being.
Welcome, John Slice.
I feel like I'm wanted, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel wanted a lot in real life sometimes, and I feel like I'm wanted.
No.
And I love that. I like that feeling.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, as a good mod, and not just
just actually controlling, you know, modding the chat, but also a good friend.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was just trying to say, is like, you don't have to be a good mod just to be wanted. You could have
Right.
all these awesome people that are out there that, you know, respect and understand you. And this is where I'm kind of like leaning at to get to know you more, because since you mod so many different channels, having that different hat on for different channels, does it change the way you mod, or does it change? I mean, obviously everybody has their own rules and stuff, but like, how
That's
does that...
the thing. When there are channels that excuse me, when there's multiple channels that are live at the same time, that's kind of hard to control, especially if there's more than 3.
Yeah.
Because I can only have 3 at a time. So like 1 model, 2 model, and laptop, and that's it. But the other one time I was just like multitasker. I don't remember what day this was, but I remember I think it was either Do on one side, Bruised on another, and then Butterfly was also on, and then you were also on, and I think also either Miss Angel or Paul or somebody. And for some reason, I can, you know, you can have 3 channels in one browser. So I had 3 channels in one browser and 3 channels in another browser.
And to be fair, I
was modding 3 channels that were on the laptop, then 3 channels on the desktop.
And to be fair, she mods channels as she streams too. So just...
Yeah, I also do that too.
Yeah, exactly.
So I would have like, say, like you and Butterfly and Bruised and Doing Black all on the laptop while I'm streaming.
Mm-hmm.
So like 3 channels or 4 channels that are on while streaming. So it's kind of hard to keep watching all the chats while you're watching your own chat.
Yeah.
And you're playing games. And so, but I got the habit of doing that. I'm a multitasker.
Yeah.
And when I'm a multitasker, one time I was like, I don't know, I was modding 3 channels, I was streaming, and I was also playing not only the game that I was streaming, but I was also playing other games with other people. So I was playing the Jackbox game on my phone. I was playing the Jackbox game on my phone while I was streaming whatever game on that, plus watching other whatever.
Yeah.
I was like,
and what I like about that is, like, it's not that she plays the games and she loses how she mods. It's that she's so good at modding as well. Like, I guess my question is, as a moderator, and moderators make Twitch be the way it is, or any streaming services for that matter, if anybody catches this later on in the recording, is that, like, how do you balance the slower streams that you mod versus the faster streams that have a lot more people texting, talking, all that kind of stuff? How do you balance one?
Like, say, like the main ones, like, say, like Garfield, he's a little bit more I guess faster, not really faster, but more fast paced. I think I would concentrate a lot of more, like, have his channel like more on the big screen, and then the little channels maybe on the laptop and on the other screen. But I like what I mean, like especially if Du's on. So like if Garfield was on, I would have Garfield and then Do. But mainly overnight, especially if you're streaming, it'll be you and Do as the main people I always, watch.
Yeah.
And like, say if Butterfly was on and Crystal was on, I would have it on the laptop or whatever, And it helps that we're all in different times that we stream and things like that. Just doesn't happen very often where all 6 of us or all 12 of us are streaming at the same time. But we're pretty darn close. What I really wanted to do, like last year, it didn't happen because you didn't go to TwitchCon. But last year if you were into TwitchCon last year, it would have been cool if I had you, Garfield, Heather, Do, all in one, and take a picture and say, "Hey, look at me."
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I want. Like all of us together, and that would be awesome.
One of these days we'll cross paths at the same time.
Yeah.
I would say since you've been modding for so long, I mean, like I said, like earlier, like how do you keep up with the trends of like changes with Twitch and all the stuff that goes on? How do you educate yourself going forward to know, hey, this changed. This is what I need to know as a moderator.
Oh, I just keep up with the news that they give me. Say like, oh, okay, there's new things you could do in the mod mode. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Go to mod mode, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, that's cool. You always check it out. I'm not always in mod mode, but I'll occasionally put it on.
Yeah.
In case, like, say, like, dude that didn't do something, like someone redeemed something, and they wanted to refund the points. I was like, I have to go put them on mode. I'm like, okay, there you go.
Yeah, yeah, that's the only.
Or something like
Garfield
that.
Does the same thing,
he couldn't do.
Yep.
Yeah, or maybe like something like change their title if it was in the wrong title, and like, oh, can you change that for me? And I'm like, no problem.
And there's a change, like talking about changes. There's mod view on your phone now that has thrown me off because it's a totally different look. And I was like,
I did that once time. I did.
Yes. I'm still not used to that just yet.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly.
If I did mod mode, I have to be on the computer. I'm not on the phone.
I'm the same way. And then before we move on from modding to something else, like as you've been modding for so long, is there anything that stands out, like highlight, like, hey, I've been modding for this long, this is probably like my funniest moment as a mod, or funniest this, or any moments that you can share with other people that you've experienced?
As a funny experience?
It could be funny, it could be
I can't really recall anything right now. Of course, my memory's shot. My short-term memory is out the door, but I can remember old shit, but I can't remember like what happened. What I did yesterday.
Like,
welcome, _.
I like the moments where, like, I have it open where everybody can be can clip the channel, but there's channels out there that only moderators can clip clips and all that kind of stuff. And I think that the way you have found specific moments as it happens and be able to mod the clip and to save it in chat, I think that's a killer move too that people forget to do, because moderators, they do read the chat and they make sure that, hey, you're trolls or whatever like that, or even like bots or whatever. Yeah, they get banned and all that kind of stuff. But there's
especially if they start aggravating the streamer.
Yeah, and then there's way more.
And did I get more defensive? Yeah. I get a little bit more defensive to the streamer. Like, say, like somebody started talking shit to like say Garfield, or I'll be like, excuse me, can you please chill out?
Yeah.
I'll be like, tell him, calm it down a little bit, just chill out.
Yeah.
Or they just take it all out of whack, and then we're like, okay, well, or like. I love the way Bruce handles trolls. It's funny though.
Yeah, I do too.
She handles it just like, all right, no, and I love the way she handles it. I don't even actually need to be there. I just sit there and watch.
Yeah, I like sometimes it's just a lot easier just for the streamer to handle it sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we get into the 3 categories that are above us, let's chat about a little bit about your history. Tell us a little bit about you. Obviously, you stream. Obviously, you live in Wisconsin, but like, tell us a little bit about your personal history. Yeah, you obviously your sister was behind us a little bit earlier. Talk about a little bit of your history and let people know about you if they've just meeting you for the first time.
What you mean? Like, what am I as a person?
Yeah, like obviously you like Ghost. I mean, things like that.
Yeah.
And
I love the band Ghost, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, I can name a couple of just not even knowing you, just looking behind you.
This is concert tickets right here. Concert tickets right here. This was a comic by Ghost. This is one of the comics. There's more comics out, but I only got one. This is the TwitchCon thing from last year.
Oh.
I had my TwitchCon thing from last year. These were tickets from Ghost that the the first and second one I've been to. I've been to go 5 times now, 6 times. I think it's. I can't remember. I lost count. I think it's either 5 or 6 times. Next month I'll be going to one. July 26th. Okay, it's the week after my birthday. And this poster right here that's on the wall is from the concert that was at the Riverside here in Milwaukee when the first one they had here at Riverside, the guy passed away from a heart attack on that night. And they had to cut the concert short, obviously, and then they redid it on Halloween. And one of the pictures is actually the guy that passed away, and all that money went to the family.
Yeah,
that's
cool. Jeffrey
Ford, that was his name. So we have that as a poster. I have a shirt, but I lost it. That kind of pissed me.
So besides Twitch and Ghost, what do you do for fun? What do you do for like hobbies? What do you do for anything outside of the world to try to fill your cup for the mental health part of it that we're going to get into here in a little bit?
My main thing right now, actually, I'm more of a what is the word? Intro. We're
introverted.
A lot. Introverted. There you go.
Yep.
Couldn't think of it.
Yeah.
I'm more of an introverted, but I do like going out too. I like enjoying, going out, taking walks.
Yeah.
And if I have money, I like to go hang out. Whatever.
And then Rosa says coloring as well.
Yeah,
so
I enjoy coloring. I have my coloring book right here. I have a couple of them.
And if you are a part of her Discord, she does post some of those pictures in there as
yeah,
well. So
I do post some of the pictures that I colored.
Yeah,
this is my recent thing that I just did. This picture. See it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bunch of roses. This is the recent one I did.
So what does coloring do for you for the mental health part
that
of it?
just,
Like,
it
I'm
just
kind of
calms
jumping
me
ahead of
down.
our
Especially
around.
because I suffer, you know me.
Yeah.
I suffer from anxiety, I suffer from anxiety and depression, and when I color, it helps me relax.
Yeah.
It helps me chill. When I feel extremely anxious one day, like today, I was obviously because I was nervous about this interview.
Yeah.
But I just take a deep breath and try to just move on what I'm doing. Sometimes caffeine helps, which is weird because usually that should make it more anxious, but actually it calms you down.
That's a OCD or something like that helps. The caffeine helps you focus. That's usually what
exactly.
That, yeah. ADHD is basically what I was looking for. Not. So before we talk about Wisconsin and where you live now, where did you originate from? How did you get to Wisconsin? Let's start there.
Well, I lived in Wisconsin my whole life. I was born and raised here.
So, you live in Wisconsin, you were born and raised here, but you lived other places though.
Yeah, I lived. Well, yeah, I did. I did live in for 6 months, but I'm from here, so.
Like, what did you? If you were going to compare like the areas where you lived at one time and now you're back to Wisconsin, why did you decide to leave, and then how did you decide to come back and stay back in Wisconsin?
That was when I moved to California. I was my ex-husband. That wasn't my husband yet. It was just my boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I decided to, because I just got out of high school and I was in not really college, but how do you say? Community college or something like that.
Yeah.
Where you're trying to get, I was going to school for administrative assistant, but I never actually finished the program. It was a 4-year program. I only did 2 years. And from there, I decided, he invited me to come live with him, and so I lived in Northern California for about 6 months. It was Hayward. Castro Valley is the city I used to live in. And it was nice living there, but expensive as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was there only 6 months, and then I got extremely homesick, and we moved back. He moved back with me to here in 2007, and then it was October of 2007, and I remember not even like a few months after that, I would say maybe in January of 2000, maybe around January, my mom passed away. So I was glad I moved back before she passed away, and
Yeah.
then 2 years later, my dad did. So it's like I was glad that at least when I came back, I was able to spend time with my parents before they passed.
Yeah, it's almost like you knew, like, I needed to come
Mhm.
back for something. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, because I got married. I got married in 2010, but then divorced 2013. So I wasn't only married for like 3 years.
There's nothing wrong
But
with that.
yeah,
I mean,
but yeah.
we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a little bit when we get into the mental health part of it. But now you went from Wisconsin to Northern California, and you came back in. Tell us a little bit about, like, kind of like your Wisconsin growing up. What's around you? What do you like? If someone was gonna visit Wisconsin and say, okay, hey, you're not even from the States, you're from out of here, and you're gonna come here to visit, what would be advice that you would give them to go see?
Well, main thing is that I got really into it lately. But there's a place called Milwaukee Public Market, and it's a market, not like food groceries. We're talking like a place where you can all eat.
Mhm.
And it has like 7 different places to eat there, and they already been marked many times in the whole country about being one of the best places to eat
Oh, that's cool.
in the whole country, not just Wisconsin country.
Yeah.
And so that's number one place to go. That's really, they're really awesome there. I've been there many times. I guess the typical typical things about they say about Milwaukee. Got to drink your beer and eat your brat and eat your cheese, and I'm like,
get your cheese nuggets.
to be it's funny, and watch your Packer game, but
yeah, exactly.
but I'm not any of those. I don't drink beer. I don't eat brats because I don't really eat beef. That's always been a thing for me. I don't eat red meat. I only eat chicken, turkey, maybe sometimes tuna, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I used to be a vegetarian, but for like 20 years, and then I went back recently.
Like what?
But
this is why I love doing conversations like this, because I learn things on the fly. Like I didn't even know you were a vegetarian for so long.
I was a vegetarian for 20 years.
Like, why did you decide to be vegetarian, and what made you give it up?
I don't know. I guess my upbringing, and I guess we always, because where I grew up, we lived right next to a McDonald's, and we always went to McDonald's all the time, and I just got sick of eating nasty shit from McDonald's.
They're
and
not
I
a sponsor
decided,
either, by the way, just so y'all know.
This anymore, and I'm just gonna eat vegetables. Yeah. That was pretty much. Of course, back then I was more of a animal lover, where I didn't want to eat cows. I didn't want to eat pigs. I didn't want to eat. I just, to me, I never liked seafood, so it never was a thing. Anyways, I never liked seafood anyways because it's always gross to me.
Yeah.
And the only thing I would eat is fish, occasionally, and then but it just never was a thing. And but growing up eating nasty burgers and at McDonald's, you just get grossed out and you just don't want to eat it anymore. You want to just stop eating it, And then when I got sick and I got gluten allergies, then I was like, well, I can't now. It really sucks when you go to McDonald's and you're like, well, I can't eat anything here.
Oh yeah. And I don't like to interrupt the interviews for, I don't want to interrupt interviews for things that happen in chat. That was me again. So lately I've been getting shinies like crazy, by the way. For everybody that catches us live, we catch Pokemon while we're live in channel, by the way. So I'm sure there's a few people that will find out about this later on and be a little bit pissed because we're in a competition, and now I'm 3 up now. now I'm
Yeah, I'm
3
blaming
up.
McDonald's for making me vegetarian. Yeah, I'm
Yes,
blaming
yeah.
McDonald's.
So what made you decide from like being 20 years a vegetarian and now all of a sudden you decide, okay, now I'm just
Well,
gonna...
I got sick.
Yeah.
I got sick with gluten allergies. So when you are a vegetarian, a lot of your foods have gluten. They have
Oh.
soy, they have gluten.
Yeah.
So that's all you eat. And so when you eat vegetarian food, that's all that is. That's wheat, soy, that's all. And then you get allergies where you can't eat that anymore. Then then I guess you have to get your protein. So I went back to chicken and turkey, and
Did that
so that's
did that for being like meat free for that long and then starting to eat chicken again, did that affect you to the point where it's like, okay, this is okay, or is it like
I missed chicken a lot.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, chicken was absolutely my favorite food. I did miss it a lot, but eating fake chicken, I guess you would call it, the soy chicken, is not the same as actual chicken. And when I went back, I was just like absolute heaven. I guess you would say, because you're like, oh, this is good. And so I don't know. And then I grew into like, okay, I'm gonna start eating more chicken as long as it's grilled, not unless it's gluten free. If it's gluten free, if it's breaded, but as long as it's gluten free, it's fine.
Yeah.
But if the main thing is grilled chicken, because obviously, and
yeah.
But like the other day, my sister went to McDonald's and she had the chicken sandwich. Just like, God, that smells so good. And she was making. I was like, oh, it smells so good. But I know if I ate it, I'll get fucked up. So I was like, no, I can't eat that.
So you talked about the Packers, the Brewers, all that kind of stuff. Is there any like scenery or anything like that you've been to that you would recommend people go see, like certain areas of Wisconsin or certain areas where you're at?
If you're a Brewers fan, obviously you go to. I still call it Miller Park, even though it's not called Miller Park anymore. It's called America Family Field, I think now. I still call it Miller Park. That used to be called. I used to call it County Stadium back when I was a kid. So
I think they just changed
when I was a
name.
kid, it was back in the 80s. It was called County Stadium, but now it's called. Then it was called Miller Park, and now it's called America Family Field. To be honest, I haven't actually been there since it was County Stadium.
Yeah.
So I never actually been there when it was turned into Miller Park. So actually, I don't know a bunch about it. But that's a number one thing to go to when you're a big baseball fan. As for we have hockey team. That's called the Admirals. That's a major Milwaukee Admirals.
Hey, don't forget about hockey. Yeah, that's right.
You got Milwaukee Bucks, of course. That's a major thing. A big basketball fan.
Yeah.
And obviously Packers. People crazy about Packers. But like to me, like I said earlier, I don't eat brats. I don't drink beer, and I don't watch football.
Yeah. Rosa said something about the
domes.
With the domes?
Yeah.
What are the domes?
The domes are 3 big domes of horticultural. So like a whole bunch of flowers and plants that come from the world, and then they're holding this dome. 3 big domes, and they light up during the year.
And you can go tour and walk through them. And
tour.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like there's a lot of stuff. I know she said like good museums and zoos and things like that. I was more like I know you're next to like big Great Lakes and things like that. Is like is there areas where it's like you could go and sit and enjoy for those kind of things?
That's where I am. I'm right next to the lake.
Yeah. So like, is there
lake
any
is in my backyard?
like scenery like areas or scenic areas where you like to visit or like to walk or whatever?
Yeah. Grand Park is the major scenery of the lake.
No, that's awesome. That's because that's what I like. I'm more of like a scenic person. Yeah, I like to go eat certain foods and see cool things. Like the domes sound really cool. Like sports, I can see just about anywhere. I can see that on TV, but it's like I'm not gonna walk through the domes through a television show or something like that. So those are the kind of things that I like to do.
That's a major thing that you go to if you come to visit Milwaukee. It's the domes.
That's pretty cool.
Also, like the zoo. Also, that's a main thing. I love going. I miss the zoo. I haven't been to the zoo in years, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's a major thing.
Summerfest is the world's biggest music festival.
Summerfest is not really. Summerfest is not really a. I haven't gone to Summerfest in 20 plus years because it's just a. It's pretty much just a festival to get drunk. That's it. Get drunk and listen to music. That's it. And I'm like,
I mean, let's be
State
fair.
Fair,
Everybody
though.
just wants an
State
excuse to be
Fair.
drunk. And
State Fair is
yeah.
the main. I make sure to go there at least once a year. At
Yeah,
least once every year. A couple of times a year, sometimes if I can. But State Fair is a big thing. I love going to State Fair.
And the State Fair in Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
State Fair in Wisconsin. The Wisconsin State Fair is the best thing to go to.
Yeah, if I guess like I live in Nebraska and I like the Iowa State Fair because it's one of the biggest ones ever. Like, but it's like 3-hour drive, and it's like sometimes I just don't want to make the
State
drive.
Fair, the main number one thing to do when you go to the Wisconsin State Fair is cream puff. You get we're famous for our famous cream puffs and corn on a cob, and that's the main thing I like to do. I can't really have a cream puff because dairy.
Yeah.
But and gluten, but I would have but corn on a cob. I always loved corn on a cob. Then you also got your basic State Fair foods. Like if you can eat fried foods, that is.
Yeah.
But like corn dogs and whatever concoction they make of. They'd always tell all the State Fair foods you like interesting, like say like a burger with a made from a donut or something like that.
Welcome, Susanna.
or I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like it's funny how you're from a state that like is very well known for like beer and cheese, and you're like, no, neither one of those I can have.
Yeah,
so.
and then I don't like beer. I mean, I still eat cheese. Obviously, I can, but not like overdo on dairy.
Yeah, it's like a moderation thing.
I do have a little bit of incontinence. Not incontinence. Dairy intolerance. There you go.
Yeah.
And I can have cheese. It's okay as long as I don't overdo it. But I can't drink like straight milk.
Yeah.
No.
So
if I drink straight milk, no, I'll be in there all night. No,
I'm out of that too. I grew up on like strawberry milk, and I bought that for like my kids just recently, and I'm like, I haven't had this in a long time. I poured a glass for myself and them, and they were just enjoying it, loving it, and I had a little bit of it, and then like for the next like 24 hours, I was like, shit, the rest of that goes to them because I can't fucking drink the rest of that.
Big mistake.
Yeah. Like,
big mistake.
Something.
Milk was a bad choice. Just like
right.
Garfield would say, milk is a bad choice.
Yeah. It reminds me of the movie where it says, bad idea.
Haha, Annie.
So let's talk. Let's get into some stuff that's a little bit deeper, and then we're kind of move into.
I mean that's true.
It does, yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong, but yeah. So you mentioned divorce earlier. You mentioned, some loss in life and all that kind of stuff. If you haven't heard about this stuff, we're about to get into this because when we talk about mental health, we tell the story, and we try to make sure that the story that you tell or everybody has their story, and the more you tell it, the more it loses its power, loses its control over you. And I asked very closely, like, hey, what can we talk about? And we kind of like said, yep, we're okay with this. So let's talk about like the mental health around divorce, because those people that have gone through it, that may have had a rough time doing it. How did it affect you? What happened, and how have you lived through it since then?
That's a big question.
I mean, you don't have to go into full details, but I mean, just kind of like, hey, it just didn't work out. And how did you like?
I'll just say 2010 was pretty hell.
Yeah.
I'll just say that. 2010 was pretty much hell. Because I got married in 2007, but I got separated probably in 2010.
Yeah. And
when I got separated, that's when I don't want to go into detail really.
Yep.
About what exactly happened, but I would just say I became homeless and I became jobless and I became for about a year or two, and then because of him, because he was
Not a good person.
How you say? I'll just say he's an asshole.
Yeah,
I'll
not a
just
good
say that.
person.
That's what I call him.
Yeah.
I call him an asshole. I don't even call him by his name anymore.
Yeah.
I just call him asshole.
So like, not to go in detail of what happened, like how did you handle it? Like obviously a few years it was rough.
Well, I had to have support, obviously, because if I didn't, I'd probably just be on the streets.
Yeah.
I had a lot of support from, I had a lot of mental issues, problems, obviously. I was in the mental hospital for about a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Because I was both homicidal and suicidal. And, I just went through a lot. And I had to stay in multiple, like, homeless shelters before I had gotten to a transitional living, as they would say, where you're like living on your own, but people are there. You're in like a community where if same people that are in the same situation, you're living in that transitional living situation.
Yeah,
I was in that for a while, for about a year, until you are able to like say like if you do get like a job or something, that money you can help pay whatever. It's kind of like a little apartment, but not really.
Right. No, yeah. I mean, it's like
but
we're put together to help each other. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a little apartment, but I didn't enjoy it, but I didn't like the location. It was on the north side. I don't like the north side. That's guess you say ghetto.
Yeah, no, and it's fine. I mean,
so yeah, I didn't like it, but I like the people. I'm still friends with people I used to live with. So
yeah,
on Facebook.
And when people hear that kind of thing, like obviously, like people are saying in chat, like being strong, got through it and all that kind of stuff. Like, and then we're talking about like hardships and like how people get through things like that. How did you like mentally get past those obstacles, or I would say obstacles, to be more optimistic about it? And then how did you get through it all without being more suicidal, more angry, more angry like that?
Good question. I guess I just was trying to stay positive, even though I wasn't. I tried to stay positive, even though if I'm going through shit, I try to just think the good of things. Like, say, like, if I wasn't going through the bad, I won't go through the good.
Yeah.
You have to go through the bad, get to the good. So, like, say I had to go through a terrible divorce and shitty relationship to move on to a better, and then, you move on, and you have to go through the bad to get to the good.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I wouldn't be with, like where I am right now if I didn't go through that.
Yeah.
If I say, where would I be if I stayed with that guy? I'd probably I'll be able to be worse than if I stayed with that guy.
Right. I guess my question is like, now that you've gone through all that kind of stuff, and like what I said in the intro is like being positive, going through all that kind of stuff, and being a moderator for all the Twitch channels that you do, and not even just moderator, but as a viewer, and you're in channels all the time. Like if you notice that someone's going through it and talking about it, what advice would you give them? How would you help them through it? What would you tell them to do to, be more positive through it? Like, would you tell them to leave? Would you tell them to would you get more information?
Depends on the situation, I guess.
So give us a couple examples of how you'd help somebody.
So say like they're in an abusive relationship or something. Because I was not in a physical abusive relationship. I was in an emotional, verbal, abusive relationship. It almost got to the point of physical, almost. But but it was mainly verbal, emotional. To this day, I still have my mental problems because of the past. But I tried to move on and just think about good things in life. But then, sometimes it's just like when the shit hits the fan, you just like get overwhelmed too much at once, and then you just like sometimes I give in to the like say like, oh fuck it,
Yeah.
and that's when I get in the deep depression, but then I try not to get into it. But I just try to, I guess, just move on from try to think positive of a bad situation.
Is there any, like, depending on the situation, of course, but is there any like general like advice that you would give to people that are going through that kind of thing to help get through it, to stay positive, all that kind of stuff?
If you think that if it's all in your best interest, all in your best. So say like, if you leave this person, that if you think this person is abusing you in any way, I think it's best that you should leave that person.
Agreed.
Then you should do that for leave. And if you think that you cannot leave because you love that person to death, it's hard to. Maybe you can also try to work it out.
Mm-hmm.
You could try, but if it doesn't work, then you have to do what's best for you.
Yeah.
And have to go into an awkward situation like I did. I had to like, it actually happened. I had one day I was, when my ex decided, oh, I love you, and I ended up losing it the next day morning, and then I was like, all right, that's it, I'm just gonna leave. And I ended up turning myself into the mental hospital for a couple weeks and just left everything.
Yeah.
And I felt bad because I had to leave my cat and I had to leave everything. So when you have to leave just everything behind and look forward to a new beginning,
Yeah.
you had just do it.
Yeah. Sometimes
Just
your
drop everything and do it. But it might be hard.
Yeah. Sometimes your possessions are less important than your
Hold on,
well-being. Yeah, for
Take
sure.
Your sound cut.
What's that?
I don't hear you.
You don't hear me?
Yeah, you're muted. I don't hear you.
Mm.
Is he muted on you?
I shouldn't be
Did
muted.
anybody hear
I'm
him?
going through, I think. Y'all can hear me, can you?
Mute the stream, sorry.
I don't know. I can hear you, I think. I can hear her. Yep. And my little beam going up and down seems to see OBS sees my voice anyway. Yeah. Yeah, thanks. But for some reason she can't hear me. And now she's muted. Yeah. This happens. Welcome to the streaming world, everybody, where things sometimes don't work and sometimes you fix and sometimes you change it to different mics and get it all figured out. No, we still can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Hey,
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, there you go.
All right. I was like, yeah, that happens a lot.
Gotta love that. Just cutting out in the middle of what I was talking.
Yeah, we just needed a little break from the emotional part of it anyway. So I guess since we're on the mental health part of it and stuff like that, see, Gooby says the biggest thing I could say is 9 out of 10 abusers never change, but it is hard to get the courage to leave, but it's better eventually. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Mm-hmm. I guess what my next, we're going to stay in the mental health part of it, whatever, now that you've gone through all this, how does that history or PTSD or however you want to call it affect your view on future relationships or current relationships or all that stuff? How does that kind of mix in there, and how does that change the way you look at things?
I still look, of course, with my anxiety, I still look as the worst case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the look as the worst case scenario. How any future relationship is gonna be the same outcome. But I try not to think that, but because that's just my mindset. But I'm like, well, you fucked this up. Your future relationships are all gonna get fucked up because it's you. That's why I always think.
Yeah.
That's why I always think. But I know I shouldn't think that, but that's why I always think. Because I went through a bad relationship, I think every relationship that I'm gonna be in is gonna be that exact same thing.
Yeah. So how do you balance the one you're currently in now and not let that affect your current one?
Well, I try not to think of the bad things. I think of the good things.
Yeah. No, that's good. And that's what I'm trying to get at. It's everybody
Right.
that's out there that sees this kind of thing and understands that kind of stuff. It's not, I would say, that easy to do that, but it's good
Mm-hmm.
to remember that if you're stuck in that rut or stuck in those things, to remember that, you know, there are positive things.
Yeah,
Um,
I always look at the good and the bad.
yeah,
I
and
mean,
not
like, even though I had bad things in the past, doesn't mean they're going to be the exact same thing in the future.
exactly. And we've talked about this the other day, and I want to bring it up here. And we talked to like put this in the questions. And for those that have like kind of wondered, hey, do I want to sit down and actually have this conversation with me and be part of this? You know, feel free to do so. I try not to, you know, spring on questions that you are not prepared for. We talk about questions. We talk about, you know, like, hey, this is what we're going to talk about. You know, what do you want to talk about? Kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
So like we've talked about like the divorce part of it. Let's talk about the
Mm-hmm.
loss part of it. Like obviously we've had these discussions in previous streams because obviously she's been a mod for me for a very, very long time. And we know that your dad was a great person, great father, always there,
Yeah,
all
my
that kind
dad
of stuff.
was heaven sent.
Yeah. So
Heaven sent.
how did you deal with the loss, and how do you keep continuing to deal with that loss that has affected your life at some point, and now he's not there anymore?
It's hard. I guess when you lose somebody that's a big part of your life, you don't. I guess you still, even though it's how with grief, where you're just don't believe this person is actually gone.
Mhm.
You still believe that they're actually around, and but which is true, they are still around. But in the physical part, they're not here. But
Yeah.
they're still here. You know, say like in a prescription.
So
I believe in angels. I always told you I always believe in the afterlife.
mhm.
And the people that you lose, I know will still be there, just not physically.
Yeah.
Just like if you talk about them, they're gonna hear you. You know, like, hey Dad, how you doing? He's gonna probably hear you, and give you a response somehow. Like say like out of the blue, you would smell like your dad's cologne.
Yep.
I don't know where that you're like, wow, okay, why does that smell like my all of a sudden? Or like say my brother-in-law, my brother-in-law that passed away. So like all of a sudden you just feel like a presence. I don't know. I don't know how to explain. But my sister probably knows the feeling because when she lost her husband. But I know that my parents and grandparents and other people that passed away visit dreams. I always have dreams about them, like a huge hug or doing something that they did when they were physically. Say like I had dreams about my brother-in-law playing video games or out having dinner. That's what we did.
Mhm.
And my dad was always out to dinner, so we always went out to dinner a lot. So I would dream about having dinner with him.
Yeah.
They give you the good memories of when they were here, not the bad memories. Like so that you don't want to, they don't remind you of any bad things.
Yeah. And a lot of stories as somebody...
So that's what I do. I think about the good stuff.
No, that's good.
And that gives me calm. That gives me closure.
No, that's good. No, and that helps those that are hearing this for the first time, that because there's a lot of people out there that I know that that somebody in their life that's been really great with them have passed away, and then every single time that it comes around, like maybe they drink a little bit too much, or they do this, or they celebrate this, or whatever. Like, what are the best things that you do on the days that you remember him for? Like maybe his birthday, or maybe the day that he passed away.
Yeah.
Like, what are some of the things that you do to remember him?
Yeah, we do like light a candle. We always have little altars of John. That was my sister's husband. We have pictures of my dad and my mom and a lot of people that passed away in the past. We always like light a candle.
Welcome, Melodious
birthday,
Nocturne.
September is April 2nd.
That's awesome.
My mom's is November 9th, and so always those days, remember. Also, like my mom and dad's wedding anniversary is the same day my grandma's birthday, which was June 2nd.
Yeah.
So I would always remember that, and so we always would light a candle or something.
So dealing with the grief, like looking back at, you said like you talk about all like the good things that happened and try to remember the good things. Like, what are some of the traits that he has taught you that you make sure that you will never forget and continue on with things that as life goes?
To live your life unconditionally, love unconditionally, love anybody unconditionally. So like love anybody no matter what they decide to do. Love them unconditionally. That's why he loved me unconditionally. He knew that even though we were brought up in a highly Catholic family, Christian. I'm no longer Christian. I'm just agnostic. He knew about that, and he still loved me unconditionally.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't matter. Once you grow up, like you don't stay in what you're brought up as. When you brought up as a very strict Christian, but now you grow up, you're just grow out of it, and he understood that, and he loved me no matter what.
Yeah. And
that's what I loved about him. He wasn't like a person that would keep religion as a main focus on life.
Yeah.
So I would say that.
No, I get that.
Like a lot of people do.
And that's what I like about when we have these conversations is like we get into that mental health part of it, because we talk about mental health a lot on this channel, and like, how do you get through it? What do you carry with you? How do you make sure that it stays positive? Because when you look back on all the negative and stuff like that, how do you keep that positivity? And we're gonna move into fibromyalgia here in a little bit, but like and then keeping that positivity through all that. But like, we want to talk about a little bit more of just what's going on with your life as well. It's like, so like right now, and this could be a funny thing, this could be whatever, but how do you balance the life living with your sister and everything now? Because you're in the same household, all that kind of stuff. How does that balance? How does that life balance?
It balances well. We like similar things, so it's not a problem at all.
Yeah. There's no problem at all. Like I have problems with people like in my space.
Yeah, there's problems sometimes, but
I kill her with my fart tornadoes, is what she says.
That's true.
Oh, that's hilarious.
No, my sister has been my best friend my whole life, so we have a really close relationship.
That's good.
She was always there. When we grew up, she's all I had, and she's my rock. So she was always there.
Yeah.
The best big sister in the world. I always would look up to her, and when we were kids, I always just did everything that she liked because I wanted to be like her. I was guess I would just even though she still likes that kind of music, pop music, like New Kids and stuff, I only liked it because she liked it. But now I hate it.
Now I hate it.
Now I absolutely hate it.
Now she
if I
turns
hear
down
that,
your
she
stream.
just does it. She just plays it to torture me, and I know that she plays it to torture me.
Spider says, "Is your sister the reason why you dyed your hair red?"
No, I keep my hair. I always keep my hair this color. It's just that it's more red. Normally it's purple.
It does
it's
look
more red. When I dyed it the other day, it's more red.
Yeah.
It doesn't. When I dyed it the other day, it was more red, and I like the reddish color. It's more. Before it used to be dark. Now it's called a ruby, but I would say it's more fuchsia.
Yeah.
Or burgundy or something like that.
Well, before we move on to the third topic, I want to talk about a little bit of the streaming part of it, like in the mental health of streaming and things like that. So, like, how did, like, obviously you're a mod, you were a viewer for quite a long time, you played Stream Raiders, you did all that kind of stuff. What made you decide you wanted to start streaming, and how does that affect the mental health part of it? Like, obviously there's good and bad, but how do you manipulate that in your lifestyle?
Well, Twitch pretty much saved my life. When I went through a lot of bad parts of my life, I needed something. I guess I needed something to help fill the empty void I had in my heart. Way before Twitch, me and my sister were really into Yahoo chat.
Yeah.
Back in the day. People are like, what the fuck is that? Yahoo chat was a major thing.
Yahoo's
as a kid.
I mean, it's a lot newer than AOL chat rooms or something like that.
Yeah, like, it was a major thing. That was our family. I knew a lot of people in Yahoo chat. And then when that died, a big part of me died. So I needed something to replace it, and Twitch filled that heart.
Yeah.
And when I decided to actually do it myself in 2020, I actually did it in 2019, but then I guess you would say it was more, I gave up for a year because I decided, I was like, well, I'm not, you know, how I am, I don't believe in myself, and I think I'm not going to get anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so that's why I quit. And then I decided when the pandemic hit, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to try it. So I went through, and I went in 2020. I decided I'm gonna try for affiliate, and I worked hard, and I worked hard, and I worked hard, and I got it in October of 2020. And I was really proud of myself, and I was like, and then, you know, like, hey, I'm actually gonna be making money off this, you know, but you know, that wasn't the point.
Yeah.
I didn't care about making money off it. And sure, that's nice, but to me, I wanted just to build friends. I wanted to build a community. I wanted to just, you know, have, you know, like, because I'm a very lonely person. And if don't have somebody that I'm talking with or chilling, or my mind will go into the bad stuff. You know, it's a distraction, you say. Major distraction. Major distraction. So that's why when I did this, it was a distraction, I guess, and I just grew into it, and I've been on it since.
Yeah. And I think it's the sense of community that makes a huge difference on like,
community. Yes, definitely community.
Yeah.
I was actually floored about the community night I had yesterday.
Yeah, it turned out.
I didn't think it would blow up. I actually was kind of doubting myself, but you know how I am. You know, I thought maybe no one's gonna join, no one's gonna, you know. And when I had a lot of people joining, it was actually pretty amazing.
Yeah, I think one of the games that I played with, you had 8 people playing. Right, 8 people.
Yeah, I actually had like a couple full games. I was surprised.
And then you had people in the audience, so you had a full lobby and more people. So that was pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised and shocked. And I was like, wow, actually people are joining. You know, so, I think I'll be playing. That's the thing is that when I'm streaming, I feel I lurk a lot.
Yeah.
And even when I'm streaming, I do lurk, meaning I don't like to be on cam.
Yeah.
I have the mic muted a lot of times because I don't like to have the background noise on it. But when I do have like, say, this is a very rare occasion to see me on cam and actually talking, because I don't feel very comfortable with doing that on my actual stream. I don't know. I'm strange.
It's all right. I'll pull you out of your shell. That's okay.
I don't like to be out of my comfort zone, as you would say.
Yeah.
But when I am playing games, I like just to show the game. I don't like be caring about actually showing myself. Right. But when I do have the rare things where I actually have the microphone on, but when it's completely quiet,
mm-hmm.
and I feel like I'm just talking to myself, that's why I mute the mic. And just because I feel weird talking to myself.
Yeah.
So I'm just like shutting myself off and just playing the game. Because I that's how I feel, and that's why a lot of times my streams are you only hear like the game or music or something.
Yeah. Like, and my thing is like I appreciate it because like if you guys don't know this, like as she said, she doesn't like to go on camera very often. And for some reason, when I do events and things like this, and we talked about doing this one time, and I'm like, you're gonna have to be on camera. She's like, yeah, I know. Like it was like, yeah, I might be nervous, but yeah, whatever. No, I'll do whatever.
Yeah, like when you do it for Go
awesome.
for Friends, sometimes I might turn on the camera and say, "Hey, there you go."
Yeah.
And like, hey, that's a rare occasion.
Well,
But normally I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna turn it off now.
I would think the last few years of you've been streaming, I think that you going on camera more often than not has been more often than not. That's, I mean, I'll say that. I mean,
yeah.
that makes sense.
Also, it all depends on if it works. Sometimes, a lot of times, the cam decides not to work, and so, well, you're not gonna work. Okay, fuck it.
Well, welcome to the Twitch world, yeah, for sure. I guess before we move, one of my last questions before we move on to like explaining what the purple butterfly above you is. So how do you get through? Like we're still on the mental health part of it. Like how do you get through and be ready for stream when you are like not mentally ready for stream? Like putting on that brave face. Like how do you like? Okay, I said I was gonna stream, even though I'm not feeling very good. Do you like say, okay, I'm not gonna stream at all, or you decide like, hey, I can still do this?
Or do a lurk stream, yeah.
Yeah. So how
or
do you?
Do a lurk stream.
Yeah, how do you decide
like,
on it's right for you to do?
That's how it happened to me the other day. It was like I think it was Tuesday, and I wanted to stream because I wanted to stream because I was streaming WoW, and I wanted just to play because I was doing random stuff, you know, and then I was doing like storyline based stuff. You know, when you're doing storyline based stuff on WoW, I like to just concentrate on the storyline or the whatever the quest line I'm doing. So that's why I wouldn't have the cam or any microphone on because I don't want to distract you from the cinematics, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I feel like I'm boring people.
No.
So that's why I'm saying I was like feeling like I was boring people because a lot of the times 90% of my community is lurkers, which is totally fine. I love my lurkers.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times, sometimes if it's like dead for hours, I feel like I'm boring them. And so that's the reason why I felt like I'm inadequate. And I start to like feeling like I should end. And I almost did that one night. But then I end up streaming 7 hours.
End up streaming 7 hours.
And I was in when I hit 3 hours, I was like, you know what? I really want to fucking just quit.
Yeah.
And then I decided, no, keep on going.
Yeah.
And I tried to like keep on going, just keep on going and doing what you're doing. And then I end up streaming 7 hours. So it's like I guess I just like kicked myself in the ass and told me that nope, you're not quitting.
Yeah.
Go on. You know, but if it was a health wise thing, that would be different. But
yeah, that's what exactly.
Mentally, I was feeling it like inadequate, and
yeah,
you know. But then if it was physically, like say, like I started having a fibromyalgia flare or something, that would be different. But
yeah, I guess that's going to be my next question. But let me educate some few folks and Spider. I see what you're saying. I didn't miss that. That joke didn't go on deaf ears for that one, by the way. So here's what I wrote down. I wrote down a few things. So educate a little bit of what this is, and then we'll kind of talk about like how you deal with that with streaming, and then we'll go into like diagnostics and stuff like that. But like for the folks that don't know, fibromyalgia is a long-term condition that causes widespread pain, fatigue, and sometimes issues with memory and sleep. It affects people differently, and it can be really misunderstood. That's the reason why that's why I wanted to have this conversation, even by healthcare providers. So let's dive into how this has impacted you and how it's adapted life with it. Because, like, let's talk about like diagnoses, how they figured out like that you had it, and then how do you handle it, and then we'll go into how you deal with it on day-to-day basis with work and things like that. But let's just talk about like diagnosis and symptoms and things like that first.
I was diagnosed, I believe, in 2010, probably right after I went through my divorce or separation and then divorce. You can get it from a big, major emotional trauma. That's what you can get it. So that was a major emotional trauma. that hit me. I to be honest, I probably had it, and it just probably hidden,
Right.
but didn't come out until that emotional trauma hit.
So when you look back
So,
at it,
because
do you
to be honest, as a kid, I always went through the same issues I am going through now.
yeah, yeah.
And I just thought, that's just whatever, But then once you get, hit by that emotional trauma, that bring out the disease, and then it will just come out in full bloom.
Yeah, you're a little bit more able to deal with it when you're a kid because you have more energy. You can go.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of overrides that when we get a little bit
And
older.
I was
it affects us a
diagnosed.
little harder.
To be honest, I was diagnosed after my sister was diagnosed.
Yeah.
Because my sister was diagnosed, and it is hereditary.
Yeah.
So when she got it, a year after she got it, I was diagnosed. Because she got it before me, and then I got tested for it because I was going through the same thing she was. Immediately, I got diagnosed. Not even.
Like, what made you think about like, oh, like she has it, and like these are the symptoms, or whatever it is. How did you?
Because that was what I was going through. I just thought maybe I'm getting old, so that's the reason why I'm feeling this. But then I realized it's not.
So what made you decide to go get tested for it? Like, what was the?
Because it was very bothersome.
Yeah.
Some days I was bedridden. I couldn't get out of bed because I was in so much pain. I still am bedridden sometimes, especially when I work. The next day I'm wrecked.
Yeah.
Like, cause I have to work tomorrow, and then Monday I'm gonna be wrecked. I mean, I'm gonna be probably stuck in the bed all day because I won't be able to walk, or I won't be able to get out of bed, or because not only does fibromyalgia cause that widespread pain, but also causes muscle tightness, and I have that extreme to the extreme, where I'm so tight that I can't even move.
So was it more of a relief once you understood that was what your diagnosis was, or was it like
it was a relief, but then it was also a test, like, oh great, what now, kind of thing,
So once they finally diagnose you, though, do they have any ways to help you treat it, help you like live with it?
Yeah, we have multiple medicines. I've been through. Some of those medicines didn't do the job, or made it worse, or it didn't do anything. So like in the past, I've been on the medicine Lyrica, which is a main because what fibromyalgia is it's your nervous system is fucked.
Okay.
Pretty much, your whole nervous system is fucked, and once that medicine is supposed to be meant for your nervous system,
right?
And if it's supposed to control, because your nervous system gets hyperactive, and causes you to have all these random. You even get pain if someone just touches you.
Yeah.
Slightly touches you, that hurts because it's called an endonino or whatever. Even if someone just slightly touches you, you're like, ow.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm just touching you. Yeah, that's because your skin is so sensitive touch and pain that especially if you're in a flare, do not touch me.
Yeah.
If I'm in a flare, do not touch me, because even just a lightly touch, it would hurt.
Like with those kind of moments, do you feel it coming on, or is it just like?
Oh yeah, I know when a flare starts.
Okay, because I was like,
when a flare starts for me, I immediately start feeling nauseous. I start feeling lightheaded. Then the pain starts. First starts in my arms, then it starts down my legs. Then sometimes when it's really bad flare, my legs will look like I'm having a seizure.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes it gets really bad when my legs just go crazy and it look like I'm shaking and I'm having a seizure, but I'm not.
Yeah.
And if there's mini flares and then there's major flares. Mini flares, when they come, you just feel sick. You just feel like you're gonna throw up. You're gonna pass out. And then the pain starts increasing, and then it just feels like electric coming out of your fingertips. and down your arms and down your legs. It's like you're getting electrocuted. And or if you're laying on a bed of nails that's on fire, you know, it's that's a little bit of taste what I go. Those are mini flares. A major flare is where you're incapacitated.
Yeah, you
meaning
just can't move.
Cannot move.
Yeah.
Your every single inch of your body is screaming in pain.
Mm-hmm.
And if you touch me, I would scream and cry. And I also suffer a thing called costogastritis, which your chest, your whole chest cavity inflames, and it's like you're having a heart.
Jeez, yeah.
It's just inflamed.
Yeah.
And then when this happened many times, I would have like an anxiety attack, fiber flare, and Costco flare up all at once. And I feel like I'm dying.
Yeah.
And it's happened to me many times when I was at work, and that's why I lost my job at Walmart, because I had that major attack. And then, yeah. But so yeah,
so
it can be.
Does the medication actually help with that, or is it just something that?
Like I said, I was in the past I took Lyrica, but Lyrica was not doing the job, and then I got bad withdrawal. When I got off that, the withdrawal was terrible. Like I was on, when you're going through a withdrawal of drug, drug withdrawal. Yeah. I was going through when I got onto gabapentin, which I take, and I take the highest amount, 5 pills every night, and 300 milligrams a night, and it's supposed to control your nerves. It's for nerve pain.
Yeah.
But I've been on it for I don't know how many years. 6, 7, maybe 10 years.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it really does its job anymore.
Yeah, because your body's so used to it by now. Yeah, yeah.
So used to it.
Yeah.
So, especially when I'm also on my depression and my anxiety medicine, when you hit the right depression and anxiety medicine, you know that it controls if you're used to it, you're just like, why take it? Because shit.
Well, yeah.
So that some days I feel like that. I'm like, it's useless taking that when it's gonna do anything. Right. So that's why I went multiple different medications.
So once you get to the point where you're taking what you need to do to help, and then your body's so used to it, do they have any, like, obviously you can't up it because they say that the max is this. Right. Do they have something different that they say, okay, well, we could do this?
Then they always the option of physical therapy, but other than that, it's usually, alternatives.
Right.
Like, because not only does fibromyalgia affect your nerves, but it also affects your whole body.
Yeah.
Meaning everything from head to toe.
Right.
So you can get, like, I have bladder and IBS problems. You know what IBS is? Well,
yeah.
You also have painful periods. You also have eye problems. So that's why I got glasses when I was like 10, and so your eyes quickly degenerate. Right. I was only 10 when I got glasses, and it affects your hearing too. My ear, I have chronic tendonitis and chronic where it drains down your throat. Mm-hmm. That chronic, where it always drains. Like I can go on and on about.
No, yeah.
I go through, but I don't want to take up forever.
No, you're fine. And like with going through all that, is there besides medication, is there like any like daily routines or different like things that you do daily that like help with that, or does it really matter?
No, I went through physical therapy many times for it. I mean, it just made me more resistant. Mm-hmm. I guess. I don't know. I tried doing I've done physical therapy for fibro many times, and it just sure it would help a little bit, and then it would just get worse, and then I just give up.
Right. No, I get that.
I just deal with it.
So yeah,
I just deal with the pain. Yeah.
yeah. And then your insomnia, yeah, you sleep well, yeah.
Oh yeah, the insomnia is
just,
terrible.
it just
That's
fucks
why
up,
I'm a
yeah.
night owl, because I can only sleep
Welcome
early in the
Darth
morning
Taco
to like late in
2022.
the afternoon, unless I have to like
Yeah.
work. Like today, I think I went to bed at 5 a.m., but I couldn't actually go to sleep until probably 7 or 8 in the morning.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
almost
actually
have to
fall
like
asleep.
be so exhausted that your body lets you sleep versus
You could be chronically
mentally.
exhausted, but you still can't sleep.
Yeah,
So you're too tired to go to sleep.
yeah.
Oh
I get
yeah,
it.
definitely what he said about restless legs. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
definitely.
So like, and then because we kind of leaned into this before we started it, but now let's talk about it now. Like, how does it affect your like streaming life? And like sitting down for so long, or like,
Oh
hey,
yeah,
this is
I can tell you about right now. I've been sitting a while, getting sore.
you're getting you're right.
This chair is not very comfortable. I have to stand up and stretch.
Well, the good news is we have a couple more questions. We'll do the lightning
Yeah.
round, then we'll
I can't stand for long periods of time, and I can't sit for.
No, I get that. So then, like, without being on camera on stream, it's easier for you to get up and move around
Yeah,
as you're streaming and stuff like that. Yeah,
Right.
it totally is. It does mess with your mental. Yeah, that's why we're like, it's kind of like we learned about Wisconsin, then we talked about mental health, and now we're kind of learning the mental health part of it of the fibromyalgia and all that stuff. So I'm like, the way the transition is right for that one there. Like, have you said I'm not going to stream because of this, or have you powered through it? Have you said I'm going to stream to try to like distract your mind to do that? How do you balance that?
Basically, yeah. It was a distraction,
Yeah. Does
major distraction.
it help?
So
like
that if I keep on focused on what I'm doing, then I don't focus on the pain.
Yeah. No, that's good. I mean, I was just trying
Yeah.
to like, because I mean, there's so many other things.
Also,
that
it
people could do.
also your mental health is pretty much affects that also. So they say people come in you and say, "Hello, how are you doing?"
Yeah.
That kind of brings your spirit up.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go live and like I said, a lot of times you go live and no one's gonna comment my stream, no one's gonna talk to me, blah blah blah. But when they do, that makes you feel good.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, people care about you. People
Yeah.
actually come in and spend their time of their day to actually pop in the chat and say hello.
Oh, for sure.
Or say, how you doing? Or start playing, like I always have the fish game, like if someone pops in there, does the fish game, hey, they're lurking around. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't care, you don't actually have to talk, but you're there and you're there to support. I love that.
So then, and like when you're saying like streaming helped with that, is there specific like games that may help, or certain games where you play it where you're like, yeah, I can't play this because of the pain that you're doing? Because I mean, the reason why I lean into that question is because, for everybody that's here live, that people that catch us a little bit later on are going to miss this, but
Right.
live, when we get done with this, we're going to take a break, we're going to hang out for a little bit, do whatever, and then we're going to have a Mario Party after party where you don't do the motion control because that affects that part of it. Like,
Right.
So like, is there any other games like including that you can't play, or say, I don't want to play this, or like because of that thing, that kind of.
I love Dance Dance Revolution, but only on the controller.
Yeah.
Not like the actual physical dancing, because first of all, I don't want to be shaking the whole fucking place.
Oh, I can imagine.
And second of all, that's more difficult to me. It's easier just to do it this way. Like say like on the Jackbox game, the DDRM. I play the shit all of that perfectly on the phone, but other people, they find it on the phone difficult.
Right.
They find that it easier to be on the controller. And to me, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
If I did it on the controller on the browser, that'd be a lot harder for me than on the phone.
It is.
Because the phone's right here. You're just going like this.
Yeah.
The controller's like this, and you're like.
Yeah. You're trying to push it. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's easier. I always go use the easy route.
Yeah. And then like for like you talked about like how having it affected the Walmart career, and when you do jobs and stuff like that, do you have to let them know about your diagnosis? And how did
like right now, where I'm still technically trying to find another job, I was if I have an interview, immediately I tell the people that I'm chronically ill, and then that I can only do certain tasks. I can't do certain things, you know, like so say like when I had an interview for my current job, I was telling them, I said, yeah, I can be the cashier, I can stock, but I cannot lift more than like amount of pounds, so like say like 30 pounds. I can't stand for long periods of time. I can't sit for a very periods of time, you know. And then they understood that. But when I was at Walmart, I just, even though I couldn't do it, I still did it.
Yeah.
I just fought through it. You know, I just, you know, when you're a fiber warrior, you just fight through the pain and you just keep on just doing what you're doing in distraction, do not get your mind on the pain. And then you just, if you get distracted, you get concentrated on what you're doing, then your day will go faster.
So when you're at work and like the bosses are telling you to do this, and then you need to explain it, how do you?
Yeah, like when I used to work at a grocery store and I used to work third shift, I couldn't do third shift because of my situation, because they want you to do like, say like, because you're supposed to like do like, I don't know, like 50 or 60 boxes a night.
Mm-hmm.
I was lucky to do 20. And you know, like, and so because you're the overstock stalker, and you know, and I was the I call it the facer.
Yeah.
At Dollar General they call it recovery.
Yeah.
But I call it facing. You're just pulling the product's face. But you have to make it look. But I'm also a perfectionist, and if it's not perfect, if it's not to my standards, then I have to keep on doing it. And it's hard when you're focused on one thing and then you get distracted. And
yeah,
of course, when you're also a cashier, it's like, oh, I don't want to be I want to continue what I'm doing, you know, and you get pissed off kind of like because you can't finish what you're doing, what you're focusing on, and then you get pulled away, and then you can't finish that job if you keep getting pulled away by customers.
Yeah, I have a tendency of when I go shopping at like Walmart, things like that, I do the same thing where I'll buy this, and then before I leave that part of the shelf, I'll pull everything forward just because it's.
You have that habit too.
It's embedded.
I do that too.
It's embedded in
my
me.
God.
Yeah,
I was the only person that did that.
No. Once you're taught something and you realize how much of time it takes, you try to save the
You're
next
like, I don't
person.
work here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But like, I guess the question I was trying to ask is like if you have to explain to somebody that doesn't understand it, and you're at work and they're like, how come you can't do this, or how come you do that? How do you explain to them? How do you explain to them like what's going on and how it happens and all that kind of stuff?
A lot of people don't understand.
Yeah.
A lot of people just don't understand. Because some people would say, "Oh, you're faking. Oh, you're fine. Oh, you look fine. You're not sick."
Yeah.
You know, they always say the same shit. "Oh, you don't look sick. You look totally fine." Yeah, I'm hidden my pain.
Yeah, it's all internal. It's
my pain.
Smaller in number, are we?
Hi, family.
Hey, Don.
What's up?
That's Heather. That's Heather's.
Yes. Hi, by the way. Good to see you. Welcome in, by the way. How I am not. Anyway, undefined. It says. I don't know what the hell. Well, I appreciate it.
That he was just chatting. He was streaming.
Thank you so much.
Because I was watching his stream earlier. He was like watching tornadoes in Minnesota. So.
Yeah, I see that. How I wasn't already following you, I apologize,
Welcome,
but I've got you now.
Don.
I appreciate it. Welcome in. Thank you so much. If for those that are joining us, we're talking to Ally about fibromyalgia, and I always say that wrong, and I always accent it the wrong way.
No, you actually say it right.
Do I say it right? Because I always feel like I'm saying it wrong.
That's how it's pronounced. Some people just say fibromyalgia. Like, no,
it's fibro, baby. Thank you. Dude, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I don't know how I was not already with the being in Discord with you and all that kind of stuff, but I'll solve that right now for sure. Thank you so much. Mm-hmm. So like we're talking about like how do you explain to those that don't understand it? Like if you have like oh, you're working in here, and someone says, hey, you're doing this. Like, well, let me explain to you what fibro is. How do you explain it to them?
It's hard to explain that. It really is. I just hide it well.
Mhm.
I might not look sick, but I am.
Yeah.
I just hide it well. I just I always tell them I hide my pain well.
Mhm.
I've learned to hide my pain, physical, mental pain, ever since I got that. So I just hide it very well. People might think that I'm normal, or oh, she's not sick. She can do this. It seems like she can. And then when they see me when in Blair, I'll be like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with her?
Yeah.
Like, duh. What did
Yeah.
I say?
Yeah.
You know, like when I can't hide it to the point where I show it. You know, because some people can be understanding, but other people don't understand.
So how does
like,
how do you support you when your sister has flare ups and you're there versus how does she support you when you have flare ups in the same household?
Well, we just gentle hugs, as they'd say.
Mhm.
You can't really touch. If we're both in pain, we just try to calm you down, like, but we can't physically touch you or something.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt. But there's a lot of things that we just try to verbally tell them that I'm here to listen. Try if they're having anxiety wrong with it, they try to do something to calm you down, or make you think of something that would make you calm yourself down. Because I've been in situations like that many times.
No, like I understand that with you doing it and what she does for you when you have it. Like, how do you handle when you both are doing it at the exact same time?
I don't know if that happened. It's happened in the past.
Let's knock on wood that it doesn't happen
If we're out together, and
Yeah.
sometimes a flare come on out of nowhere. That's usually how flares happen. They come out of fucking nowhere. You're fine, and then 5 minutes later, boom, bedridden.
Yeah, a little bit of music, a little bit of that. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Like, especially I hate it when it happens when I'm at work or something. Then Bert just like, are you okay? It's like, I'm fine, like when the fatigue hits you like a train, and I feel like I'm about to pass out, and oh, you're just tired. You need to get more sleep.
That's the uneducated answer that ever.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You're just tired. You need more sleep.
Yeah. So how does how do you work through it? Like, what do you do when that happens at work? I mean, do you like go sit down for a little bit? Do you is there a trick of like having something to eat? Is there like certain things, or you just gotta just wait till it passes? Like, how does that work out?
What was that? I'm sorry.
Like when you're at work, when it hits.
There, sorry.
No, when you're at work and that happens, how do you handle it at work? Like, is there something like a good?
I just tell them I needed to go take a break.
Yeah.
Like, say I need to sit down for like 15 minutes or something, so I can recover. Because when it hits, you have to. Because if I don't sit down when it hits, I'm gonna pass out. Right. So I need to sit down. Because if I don't sit down, then I'm gonna either pass out on the ground, I'm gonna fall and pass out. Like sometimes, you have to sit down, just put down your head on the desk or something.
Yeah.
15 minutes. Because when it passes, because a lot of things when I get a flare, the main thing is that one is the nausea. Nausea is really bad.
Right.
My nausea, when I'm really nauseous in a flare, I'm about to feel like I'm about to. It has that feeling, right?
Yeah.
And then I tried to. Then it's a lightheadedness. You're like whoa, and you feel like you're just faint.
Yeah.
So that's why you need to sit down, concentrate on your breathing. Try to, especially if it flares in your hands. I have my hands out like this, and the shooting pains tips. So I tried to hold them straight out so that pain kind of subsides. And then when the pain subsides, that's when the fatigue hits you.
Right.
Once the fatigue hits you, it's happened many times. I've had a flare on a bus going home, and I would pass out on the bus. Yeah. And wake up, shit. Where am I?
Yeah.
It's happened many times.
Yeah.
And then I realized, hours later, I'm like, shit, So that's why it's best if I have a flare. It's best to have it at home. Then I get to pass out on the bed.
Yeah. No.
If I have it when I'm not home, if I'm at work, or I'm on a bus, that's shitty.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to say. Like when you say like, oh, I just need like 15, 20 minutes, I'm going to go somewhere, just kind of like handle it or whatever. Like, does that usually happen like only 15, 20 minutes and you're good to go back again? Or
Sometimes.
Yeah. Well, that's
sometimes it can last longer than that, and I end up having. It's happened many times when I used to work at Pick and Save.
Yeah.
So it was a grocery store.
No, I get that.
When I used to work, at Pick and Save, it's happened many times where it would happen at work, and I was like, "Sorry, this flare is not going away, and I have to go home."
Mm-hmm.
It's happened time where I had to call an ambulance. So I thought I was having a major attack or something, and I would end up going into the ER or something because I feel it's something else. You never know with fibro. You don't know. You just never know. You just like, is this just a fibro thing, or is this when you're chronic pain? You're like, is this a new thing, or is this just a fibro thing?
Yeah.
You have to get you don't know. It's all up in the air.
No, I get that.
Just like, okay, is this new or is this more shit? It's like every day when you wake up, like, okay, what hell am I gonna go through today?
Yeah. No, I get that one. Before we like during every interview, we try to do like a lightning round, kind of a little bit of fun. But before we move into that one, is there anything like if there's brand new people that are learning about this for the first time, like is there any advice, any like thing you would tell people to help with those around them that may or may not have it? Like how would you know to go get diagnosed? How would you do all that kind of fun stuff?
It all depends on your symptoms. If you're having because there's so many things that are similar to fibromyalgia. MS is similar to fibromyalgia. Anything that's like MS symptoms are similar to fibromyalgia. If you know what MS is, sclerosis is, they're pretty much all their symptoms of MS are similar to the. So it just, if you don't know, because until you see a doctor, they're similar. And also say like this, lupus is also similar to fibromyalgia symptoms. So there's like it all depends on your symptoms. Like if you're feeling just like shit, and don't, like you never felt this specific kind of pain that you feel, like it's just full body pain, and then the fatigue is also major. You're suddenly just like always like feel like you're out, pain, and then you get all the other symptoms. So like you get all of a sudden you're incontinent. You've never been incontinent.
Oh yeah.
It's just it comes out of nowhere, and just that you just got to see a doctor. Test. You can't really guarantee it's gonna be fibro, but it could be other things. But that's why I was tested and that's why I was diagnosed.
Mm-hmm. Like and how would you educate somebody that like okay, that's the diagnosis part of it? Like how would you educate somebody?
Also, the tender points is a major thing.
Oh yeah.
It's a thing called tender points. We got tender points. Tender points are on edge of my elbows. Those are tender points.
Yeah.
My legs, both sides of on the outside of my thighs are the tender points. Touch it, you're like, ow. That's a tender point. And I can't sit in chairs that have arms.
Yeah.
if I sit in a chair that has arms, I have to find a chair that doesn't have arms because they press on the tender points.
Yeah.
Where I sit, and I cannot sit in it. Especially in the doctor's office, they have a lot of those uncomfortable chairs that have the arms on it, and I'm like, I can't sit in that chair because it hurts. Because the tender points are right there, and I think there's tender points ankles too, and in the neck. There's major tender points in those 3 spots. So
yeah,
that's what the doctor tests. They test.
Yeah, a few
So-
tender points that I got myself. Got to be aware. Yeah, and those are like, would you say like those are things that are like I
Extremely sore.
learned these as time went on, or they developed as time went on?
No, they're just extremely painful. You touch them, something presses against.
Oh yeah,
You know, they're just extremely painful. It feels like somebody either like stabbing you, like extreme sharp pain.
yeah.
You know, it's not like a dull pain. It's extreme sharp pain.
So
So-
is there any like particular help, like besides you guys both of you, like you and Rosa have had it for so long, is there any particular help that like say like, hey, I just like learned that I may have this, I went to go get diagnosed, now what help is out there? What have you used, or is there anything out there that you've used to help you get through it all?
Well, there's a lot of therapies you go. Like, there's a lot of you go because not only is fibro a physical, but it's also so you go different kinds of therapies, either therapy or actual therapists.
Yeah.
Seeing a psychologist, because you're not all right there, you're not gonna be all right physically.
Right.
Because your mental is based on your physical. If your physical not gonna be affected because you're mental. So if your mental is affecting your physical, then that's different. But if your physical is mentally and mental,
Yeah, so not just like physical therapy, but it's like
right.
like
So you have to
psychologists
go
and
through
things
the
like that.
physical as
Yeah.
it goes to the mental. Yeah.
Yeah. How when you first got diagnosed, did you go through any of that? Did it help then, or was it more of just it helped a little bit and then you just kind of
It only helped a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like partly, but not completely. So it was not really worth it going. It didn't seem like it was really helping.
So for you, the 90% of it is basically just live through it and just take the meds
Right.
that you have. and try
That's
to do
pretty
this
much.
shit.
You're just fighting, as we're
That's
called,
crazy.
fiber warriors, so we're just fighting through
Yeah.
fiber.
Even a shower.
You're
can be
basically
exhausting,
fighting
yeah.
your body every day.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
All right. So for those that are live, that are checking out, I appreciate y'all hanging out here. We're gonna do a quick lightning round. We've
And
been
especially
talking.
what my sister just said, even taking a shower could be so exhausting.
No, yeah, like that's.
You take a shower, you're totally fine. You wake up, you take a shower, and then like, okay, I'm gonna pass out.
Yeah.
You never know the difference between that.
Or
because
when
it's
that's
so
coming,
weird
for sure.
when you feel like you're gonna pass out, even though you just took a shower and you should be awake. A normal person should be awake and focused, and no, that pretty much just take a shower and you pass out.
Yeah. All right.
It's
So
kind of funny. It's kind of I don't mean cut
No,
you
you're
off.
good.
Like, it's kind of funny because that's what my brother said, that when he was going through his cancer, that when he took a shower, and now I know the feeling of being exhausted after taking a shower.
Oh yeah.
No, see, he went through the same thing when you're fighting cancer and take a shower, and you think that that's gonna make you feel good when it actually makes you feel worse.
Yeah. I actually had a few people that like instead of taking showers, they take baths, and then like still the same thing. Like they get so comfortable in it, and then they like go to get out of it. Now it's like the whole day is done because you
Mhm.
beat it up so much. Like,
Exactly.
yeah. So it's not
Then
just
you have the
showers,
days.
baths,
You
it's
have
just hot
those
water.
days where
Yeah.
you're like, I feel good. I can do all the things I want to do, and then you get fucked the next day.
Yeah, the next day is like, yeah, I should have balanced.
You
this a
shouldn't have done
little
all those things.
bit. Yep. All right, I'm gonna
That's
save
because
some.
you have that thing where you feel like you're good, and then in your next day, yeah, well, I shouldn't have done all that.
Yeah. No, I get that.
You get wrecked.
All right, so what we're gonna do is we're still gonna stay here for a little bit. We're gonna do a lightning round, and then we're gonna cut off the YouTube feed. But then we're gonna stick around and talk a little bit more of some of the questions I may have skipped. And if you guys have questions, feel free to get them ready to go as well. For those that are live, that's your special time. That hey, if you're live here, you get a little bit more extra for this here. But if you're catching this on YouTube a little bit later, this is almost at the end here. We're gonna do a little bit of stuff here. Like I said earlier, we do share the questions for everybody. We give everybody, what we're going to talk about, all that kind of stuff. But the one thing you don't see is just the random lightning around questions. Try to have a little bit of fun with these. Some of them you might have to explain. Some of them are just questions. Some of them like either or. But even if it's an either or question, you've been here long enough to know that even if it's an either or question, answer it as best you can, as fast as you can, and then explain why and why not, kind of thing. We'll do a few of these, and then we'll cut it off, and then we'll continue a little bit more live for those that are here. This is the bonus that we kind of give you for being here live, and I appreciate that. So some random quick questions. I'll try to keep them more fun and kind of out of the blue. So to get to know you a little bit more, would you prefer a snowstorm day off or a perfect summer picnic?
Perfect summer picnic.
And where would you go and what would you have?
I'd probably go to the beach. There's a beach right down right where I am. I'd probably go to Grand Park Beach.
Would you take
I
any
went there.
specific
I
foods with you?
won't do it ever again. That it was kind of a bad situation. But I've done this on July 4th, actually, a couple years ago. And where you go to the beach to go see fireworks, for July 4th, and you just, have a couple drinks or whatever. But then, I came into a situation when it was over with. We were kind of stranded. Couldn't get back because because everything was locked off and we were kind of like stuck. So I ended up having a really bad major anxiety attack and not being in the ER for tonight. So not doing that again.
Yeah. But your what would be your best foods to take with you on the picnic to the beach?
Like, say if we, like you said, snowstorm or picnic, I would go for picnic. Okay. Because the weather is another big thing for fibro. The weather affects you greatly.
Yeah.
Cold fucks you up. Hot sure does fuck you up, but not as much as cold.
Right.
At least to my at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
Cause so snowstorms fuck me over. I would be in bedridden.
Real quick, yeah.
I wouldn't be able to get out of bed.
Yeah, and you live in Wisconsin where a lot of this cold and snow is.
Picnic, as long as I had enough sunscreen, because if I don't wear sunscreen, I'm allergic to the sun, so I have to wear a ton of sunscreen.
Yeah. And
if I have enough sunscreen, I'm good. I mean, sure, I might get sometimes overheated and I just down in the shade or something. But yeah, I would rather hit a picnic.
No, that's cool. What are your least favorite millennial sayings and words you would want to ban? I knew you could like that one.
Well, not millennial, but Gen Z.
Gen Z, millennial, whatever. It don't matter. Which ones?
Gen Z, I fucking hate all these goddamn fucking.
What are the few that you hear that you're like, this
terms.
is dumb? This is dumb.
Absolutely one that I fucking hate is bae.
Bae, yeah.
B-A-E. Being short for babe. I'm like, really?
Yeah. Like short, like shorten a short word. That doesn't make any sense.
B-A.
Yeah.
For babe. I'm like, fuck off.
I get the same thing with
I hate that word.
I get that with
and then all those other new ones, I don't even give a shit. I'm just like, fuck off.
Yeah. No, I get that one.
No ones I don't even want to go into. I don't even understand all that brain numbing shit.
No, and then I got Riz and bussin'. Yeah, I get those like.
I don't even get that. I don't even know what the fuck that is. I just say, shut up. Come on.
Yeah, or skivity.
Yeah, I don't give that shit. No, fuck that shit.
Yeah. Would you rather have a rewind button on your life or a pause button?
Definitely not rerun. Hell no. So I would probably say pause because I wouldn't want to go. I hate my past.
What would you?
I don't want to relive my past.
What would your feature pause be? Like, what would it be? Like, what would you be doing that you'd want to pause and live for a long time in?
I don't know, actually. Just general stop time.
Not to get lost again. Yeah, exactly. Go back.
Pause. I'm just. I don't know. I don't want to rewind. I just know that for sure. I know that for damn sure.
If I could...
I mean, you can understand what dark. If I needed to rewind, meaning like go back when my parents are alive, that I understand. I'm talking about bad moments in my life. I don't want to. I don't want.
I mean, you have a rewind button. You have a pause button. You can go anywhere you want.
Yeah. So, like, say I go back to the year where my parents were struck. sure, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
talking about I don't want to relive
yeah. No, I
the
wouldn't want
bad
to.
shit.
I wouldn't. If I
that I
could
went through.
control my
Yeah.
rewind, that means I
I
could
would
go.
fast forward through that.
Yeah, I'd pick the moments where I would go to. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking rewind to the good shit. You
Yeah.
know, like when you were just as a, you know, like say like when you're a kid or
Yeah, I'd rewind
when
where
you-
there's no there's no bills, no
Exactly.
responsibilities. Like, oh, I can
not
just
being an adult.
exactly
Not being an adult, being a kid again. Yeah, there you go. Fuck being an
exactly.
adult. Let's go back to just all you would have to worry about is school.
Yeah. So knowing the 3 games that you play a lot of, you play a lot of Jackbox, you play a lot of WoW, and you play a lot of Mario Party. Which theme song would you want Ghost to cover?
Oh, jeez, that's a question.
I'm good at what I do. The Christmas of '83, I was 3, so probably.
I don't know. It has to be WoW, obviously, because that's more meta wise.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be something with WoW. I don't know what.
Well,
Maybe like
I mean, it doesn't have to be specific.
I don't know.
That would be the game you would
that's a
pick
good
for
question.
them to do some.
I know it
covers
has
for.
to do something with like with WoW feel, because WoW and Metal are pretty much, same thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know what. Maybe I don't know. It's a really good question. I really don't know.
I get to the point where it's like if I want a band to cover something, I want it to do something that's totally different. Like I was thinking, like when I was thinking about that, I was like, oh, those are the 3 games you play. Like maybe like Mario Party, like make it like a rock like theme, like race or theme song and behind
Or
a,
Mario Kart, maybe.
or Mario Kart, Mario Party.
Yeah.
Like any of that. Like I want
Yeah.
I want you to take one of their cover songs and change it so much that you can hear it.
It's
but
like say if Ghost ever covered this, blah 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 blah.
I'm still
No.
exactly.
Yeah.
A couple other ones.
I mean,
Broken
like
Wheels.
they because Ghost does a lot of cover songs, and
Yeah.
the recent one was the Beyond the Queen song, the Beyond Rhapsody. That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was absolutely amazing, and then they have a whole album that has nothing but cover songs.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you rather be invisible while you're angry or glow when you're happy?
Invisible when you're angry.
I agree with that one too. Yep.
Because you don't want to see everybody seeing your anger.
Yeah, yeah. I agree to that one.
I
too.
could just disappear.
Yeah. Say what WoW is one of your probably game that you have most of your hours in, correct? Out of all your
I'm
games.
sorry,
you have?
what?
Out of all the games that you play, do you think you have more hours in WoW than any other game?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Definitely because the Switch is fairly recent. I got that like maybe what, a year or 2 ago. I think it was like at least 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I remember I got it when I was working at GameStop, and that was like at least 2 years ago. So I would say that because the Switch is fairly new. So yeah, so WoW is the main game I played since 2000. Let's see, 5.
perfect, because this will be a good
2005, 2006.
So
when I started.
2005, 2006. That's 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So this question is perfect. Your main
Yeah.
game deletes your save. How do you cope and how do you start over?
We mean
Like
how do you start over from what?
say like your whole account from WoW just disappears. Like
Oh,
WoW.
shit.
Like how would you cope and how would you start over or would you
I
find
would
something?
cry
Well, obviously, but how do you?
because
do
I
you-
progressed a lot.
like, do you
and I was
start
really,
over or
really
do you just
fucking
find it?
pissed.
Do you just give up
I
on the
would be
game and,
really,
and
really
find something else?
pissed.
Yeah. Like, do you start over?
I
or,
don't.
or do you like keep playing?
Yeah, I would start over.
Yeah, you'd
I
keep continuing
guess.
to
I
play?
mean, like, yeah, it'll probably be painful, but I'm not. But I mean, I've done it already. Quitting WoW and deleting everything off the accounts, but then, where I've been in situations where I want to while completely and delete everything. Well, I done that, but then I went back.
Well, that's not bad. I'm gonna save this last one for funny a little bit because Rose is still here. What's your I'm too old for this moment this year?
I'm too old for this moment.
Like
Smaller, smaller,
Harley,
Harley,
what's going on? Right at the end here. Getting ready to cut off the YouTube.
Close that tab.
Thank you, Harley. I truly, truly appreciate it.
Okay, so what was the big? What was it again? What was the big? I don't want to be.
I'll explain that for just a second.
Okay.
I'm sorry, a little bit louder. Harley, thank you so much for the raid. Everybody that's here, thank you so much. You missed majority of our interview, but we'll be releasing majority of this. We're still recording it for now for the YouTube video, so you can catch that live in July.
She actually rated me the last 2 days.
Yeah, so I appreciate it.
She
thank
rated
you
me
so much.
yesterday, and then she rated me the day before.
Yeah, and I was lurking, watching her make rugs and things like that earlier too. So, the question is, we have a couple of speed round questions left, or lightning round questions, and then we're gonna cut it off for the YouTube channel. But we're gonna stick around for everybody that's live to give you a little bit of bonus. My question currently is, what is your I'm too old for this moment this year? Something happened this year.
Welcome,
you're like, wow, I am way too old for this.
Well, earlier when I was painting in Eternal was stream, and he said he was playing like a game that
Welcome to Candace 018
game show, and somebody asked, well, what year is this from? And he said 2000, 25 years ago. 25 years ago?
Yeah.
God, I feel old.
Yeah. No, I get that too.
Hi.
I get the whole thing when we're talking about Yahoo Chat and AOL Chat earlier. I feel like
I was like, when people are like, what the fuck is Yahoo? I don't know.
All right, couple last ones. We're going to cut the YouTube channel here. If you could replace one daily task with a button press, which task would it be?
One task of what?
If you had to replace one task, like say like the task could be done, easily done, whatever, it was just a quick button press, what would that task be?
Probably like just daily tasks?
Yeah, you can pick like one task that you could put on an easy button and then it'd be done.
Laundry.
Laundry.
Mine's
either laundry or dishes. That's got to be one of the two.
Laundry or dishes,
Oh man, I freaking hate that. I mean, the difference between dishes, because you have to put them away, clean them, all that kind of stuff. Versus, laundry is, wash them, dry them, fold them, put them away. Yeah, all.
Because I did laundry today, but I was lucky it was only one load.
Yeah.
So, otherwise, when we put off laundry, it's like 3-4 buckets of clothes. So.
Ooh, vacuuming would be a good one too. I have a little bit of robot that helps with that, but I still vacuum every now and then. Okay, last speed round question, lightning round question, then we'll cut it for the YouTube in general, and then we'll all of us in chat can hang out for a little bit. Last one, and I saved this one just for Rosa for you. Would you rather your avatar farted every time you got a kill or danced every time you lost?
Definitely the farting. Definitely.
It's sad that I already know the answer to some of these, but
oh yeah, definitely. She's gonna say farting. Yeah, yep. I know that. I don't think she would care about the dancing. She has to have her farts.
Yeah. That's super funny.
Speaking of which, right?
Oh, so anyway, before we take off, I just want to say thank you for joining us a little bit here. Again, we're going to be hanging out here with chat for everybody that's live. If you want to check out Ally live on stream or on Twitch or in a ton of more streams that she's out there with, go check her out. She's awesome. She's freaking in so many channels out there that you can't really miss that. So I truly, truly appreciate it. Any last words before we cut off the YouTube channel?
I don't think so.
Go follow her. That's what we're saying. Yes, her name's right below her this whole time. If you haven't followed her, and if you're catching us on the YouTube channel, her link will be in the chat. So
I'm thinking of based on my streaming. I was thinking about doing since my first community night went so well, I was thinking about maybe start doing a night for Jackbox.
Oh yeah,
So weekly.
doing it weekly.
So like say like a certain day a week.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's what I was thinking of planning on doing. Like say like my sister, she streams too. So she's already scheduled, has her schedule is like say Monday, Wednesday, Friday or something. I was thinking about maybe doing like on a Friday or something.
Smaller in number,
once
are
a
we?
week or something
But
like that.
larger in mind.
And so I was thinking maybe like start doing a data weekly thing, or maybe doing it as a monthly thing.
Mm-hmm.
So since it seemed like it went well, maybe I'm gonna go do that.
No, that's a good idea.
Cause normally you know how me I am. I'm in my comfort zone. I just play games that I like, enjoy. But then when I go into games where it has to involve the community, I don't know if I'm gonna get the people.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that's why I don't do it. Like say like I'm also gonna start doing marbles, and if I start doing marbles, I need people to join.
Oh,
So that's why I'm saying you have to set up a specific day. Say, hey, I'm gonna do it on Monday, or say, hey, I'm gonna do it every Wednesday or every Thursday or something like that.
No, that's a good
You know,
idea.
like say like yeah. So I was thinking about like doing a certain games like on a certain day. So that's what I was thinking about doing. I still don't have a set schedule, but I just ran because I'm random.
Yeah.
I just do it whenever I feel like it.
But if you set
You
a
know.
certain game on a certain night, then you'll have something
Yeah.
of a schedule.
Like I say, Mario Party this day, WoW on this day, or Jackbox on this day, Mario's on this day. You know.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. That's why I have to schedule my stuff a month in advance. So I totally
Yeah.
understand that one. But for the YouTube channel, thank you so much. Good to see y'all. Have a good one. Appreciate it. We'll see you later.
Thank y'all.